A problem that all filmmakers run into when filming on the ocean is trying to film with long telephoto lenses on a bumpy sea surface. While blue chip professionals with huge budgets have gyro-stabilized Cineflexes that can house a CN20 capable of getting a stabilized shot at 1,000 millimeters, I unfortunately don't have $250,000 to spend on one, so I devised my own ultimate wildlife filmmaking rig and spent the past few days testing it out. What? Holy smokes! So the rig here is comprised of my RED Komodo X paired with a Canon 70-200 lens. It is sitting on the RS3 Pro gimbal. It's powered by a Nano X 150 watt V-mount battery, which is then slotted into the KX with a special kind of D-tap cable that I had specifically made for this rig. Up top here, the RMI cable from RED slots into the KX through this station here, and it runs to the DSMC3 RED monitor, and that's pretty much it. There's also a focus motor here. Pretty sweet, but it's kind of a handful. Now, disclaimer, this was my first time testing out this rig, and I definitely ran into some issues with it that you'll see in this video. Wildlife filmmaking is all about testing new gear, trying to capture wildlife in the most beautiful way possible. You definitely need to go through some trials and errors. You need to be able to adapt on the fly. And when things don't go your way, you need to be able to stick it out. And you'll definitely see that in this video. It definitely got frustrating at times, but at the end of the day, getting the shot is the most important thing. And as you'll see at the end of this video, we accomplished just that. So put this guy down. So let's join Adam from the past for an epic day of filming on the ocean. Good morning. It's an absolutely beautiful day here off the California coast. We are just getting started here for the day. Now, this time of year is absolutely one of my favorite times of year. The whales are super active and they're kind of feeding a lot right before they, migrate south towards their breeding grounds. There's been a lot of whales around lately, and the weather this time of year is typically just like. So I think we're sitting pretty for a really nice day in the water here. I'm just gonna put some fuel in the boat, maybe grab some breakfast, and we'll get going. Yo! Okay, well, top of the morning to you too, Mr. Common Dolphin. We got a bunch of common dolphins here. Not even 5 minutes out of the harbor. So the beautiful part about this body of water is that the amount of life here is just truly, truly incredible. I'm already seeing a pretty large bait ball, so definitely some life in here, some food, some fish, anchovies for these dolphins, and hopefully some whales around too. So we'll just see what the day has in store. Really the mission today is to test out the gimbal. Maybe in this nice light we can pull it out really quick. Nice morning light, and see what kind of shots we can get. Let's try it here. Okay, got the rig totally set up here. Why are you doing this? I just tested you. This is wildlife filmmaking at its finest. You can spend hours and hours trying to prepare a rig, and then you get out here and something goes wrong. So let's see what's up with this thing. Now here's where I started to run into some issues pretty early on. The monitor that I was obviously looking at and checking focus and checking frame rate and doing all that stuff with kept bugging out. It kept cutting in and out, and I wasn't really sure why for the longest time. After a while, I figured out that the station here on top that essentially feeds into the camera, and then this cable comes out of and goes into the monitor, it wasn't fastened down all the way, so just a few little turns of the Allen wrenches on here made the connection a lot stronger. It just took me a little bit to figure out that that was the issue. You know, when you're having an issue filming, typically the most simple solution is typically the correct one. Just tightening down those couple of Allen keys there really made that, you know, feedback issue kind of go away. Okay, been a little quiet so far, but I'm kind of in an area where whales like to hang out. This is like when whales get off work, you know, they come here to socialize and hang out. So I'm gonna take a look through the trusty old pair of binos, see if there's anything around, see if I'm missing anything in the area. And if not, we'll continue west here and see what's going on. Okay, well, I guess the whales didn't get the memo that this is the spot to hang out after work today, but they must be somewhere else. They clearly didn't invite me to the party, but I'm gonna crash it. So just gotta find it and see where all the whales are having a party. It's gotta be around here somewhere. All right, here we go. Where it's all kicking off. A couple whales in here, 1, 2, 3, 3 whales, thousands of dolphins, thousands of birds. Okay, well, got a little nice whale party here. We're just surrounded by sooty shearwaters. Probably a couple hundred, if not 1,000 dolphins over the next mile or so. And at least 3 whales, if not 4. So this is like the kickback before the party. But this is a great area to be in. Definitely a lot of life in here. Actually pretty close to the area I had all the life in my last episode. And that was quite a while ago, so it's definitely been a hot spot this year for sure. Here are the whales. Okay, I gotta rig up my gimbal again. Hold on. This is the one disadvantage of this Pelican, is that it's just not big enough for this thing to be totally rigged out. So I do have to kind of build it and take it apart and then build it again and then take it apart. Which is kind of a bummer, but it's all good. Finally got everything working here, just in time for the sun to come out. We have so much life around us. There's 2 whales here off my starboard side, just waiting for them to come back up. And we'll see what we can get here on my new rig that I'm very excited about. It is a little bit cumbersome when I'm out here by myself, driving and filming, as you can imagine. But all that matters is the shots that come out of it. We're gonna see what those shots look like right now. And no, we're not. So again, I ran into some different issues. This time was totally like user error. This USB-C cable that runs from the gimbal to the focus motor, it actually snapped when I was out at sea. But I was trying to film the whales and I was like, why is this thing not focusing, you know, using the dial and the gimbal? And it just wasn't focusing, and I eventually figured out that I snapped that cable. So always issues that you're gonna run into. And obviously this one isn't a huge deal. It's not like the monitor where I couldn't see what I was looking at. I just had to manually focus the lens, which has its own, you know, drawback. You know, it introduces a little bit of shake into the image and is all around just a little bit harder, especially when I'm out there filming by myself. So as you can imagine, you know, I was pretty frustrated at this point. I was surrounded by whales and dolphins, but I just wasn't getting the shots that I wanted to get. It was okay though, you know, the whales were being a little bit shy, a little bit elusive, but I decided to carry on in search of more marine life.
All right, more and more whales. Probably another 8 or so whales in this area. They've all just been pretty skittish so far. They've kind of been chasing each other around. Not a whole lot of action, but a lot of whales, a lot of life for sure. I also haven't been doing the best job at capturing them today, but that's how it goes sometimes. Definitely have some kinks in this rig that I gotta fix and kind of work out, but wow, guys, absolutely unbelievable the amount of life in here. So many whales, so many dolphins, and all the seabirds you could ever imagine. It is absolutely popping right now. Got the drone in the air just to give you that perspective of how big these dolphin groups are. Just insanity. The amount of food, the amount of fish in this channel is just unbelievable. Oh, there goes a whale right in the middle of it. All right, well, we certainly hit the jackpot here. So much life here, just this place never ceases to amaze me. You know, I've been working here for 8 years now, and it's like every day is like this. It's just incredible that it's so consistent, and the amount of whales, the amount of dolphins, the amount of life here is just inspiring. You know, it really gives me hope. It gives me hope that other places can be like this. It's just so amazing. Oh my God, okay, never give up hope. Oh my God. Never give up hope. Right at the end of the day, I found a breaching whale. You do it again. Oh my God. Oh! Ho, ho, ho. Oh! No way! Right off the bat. What's up, dude? Oh my God, that was epic. Oh, what an awesome whale! No way. My mic was off that entire time, but it's okay. What? What in the world? Holy smokes! What's up, whale? You're a legend! What a legendary whale. I cannot believe it. Peck slapping. This guy is full sending it too. Absolutely full sending it. I don't even know what to say. I've been searching for an active whale all day, and then right at the end, this guy comes along. And he's like, hey, you been looking for me? Yeah, dude, I've been looking for you. You know, that is one of the greatest gifts the ocean has ever taught me, is that patience and persistence is paramount. The 3 Ps. And again, like when you spend all day out here, things can change in an instant. I've been out here since 8 a.m. and it's now 2 o'clock. You know, I've spent plenty of time with whales throughout the day, but they were all just doing their thing, you know, whales being whales. As a cameraman, we're looking for those action shots, for those shots that really portray the beauty and the power of nature. And sometimes you don't get them, right? Like, that's just the way Mother Nature rolls. You can spend all day out here and not even see a whale. So such a blessing and such a privilege to be able to see, you know, I probably saw 15 or 20 whales today. And then right at the end to get that breacher. Just unreal. Yeah, I'm stoked. So stoked. Well, after all of the trials and tribulations working with this thing today, Mother Nature just gave us the golden little nugget at the end. I think some of those shots came out pretty sweet. I won't really know until I get back to the computer and check them out, but this rig has kind of been a headache, to be honest. I think I just need to spend some more time dialing it in. The monitor was a big issue at first, and then obviously this focus motor is a huge issue because I snapped the USB-C that goes into it. But look, at the end of the day, this is what wildlife filmmaking is. It's testing new gear, it's coming up with new ideas, and it's putting those ideas to action, trying to portray the natural world in the most beautiful light. And I'm super lucky to do this. I'm super lucky to be out here filming whales all day long. And yeah, this rig definitely needs some help and needs some different iterations, definitely needs to tweak a few things here and there. But I'm excited to see what I can capture with it in the future. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate you tuning in and checking out the whales and the camera gear with me. What an unbelievable day. Just whales and dolphins everywhere. You know, really one of the wonders of the California coast is just offshore. And most people don't know that. And it's such a privilege to be able to experience it and to share it with you guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like down below, a comment if you have anything to say, and we'll see ya on the next adventure.